Now I'll modify the previous problem something like this. Now I'll keep this surface inclination with respect to diagonal AC. Now surface 30 degrees to HP only, but reference is diagonal AC and edge. When I am taking the edge here, instead of edge, what I will do is I will take a diagonal. Now this diagonal is 45 degrees to VP. Okay, and the diagonal which is inclined 45 degrees to VP is not AC. I will take that as some BD, opposite diagonal. These two diagonals are at an angle of 90 degrees to each other. If the data is something like this, then how to do the problem, that we will see now. First I will draw the reference line like this. Somewhere here I will start the reference line. This is my reference XY. This is the XY line. As the surface is inclined to HP, you have to keep the surface parallel to HP. Then you will get the true shape and size of the surface in the top view, and you have to start from the top view. But when you are taking the diagonal as reference, you have to take a corner initially, and I will take corner A, and from corner A to draw the square I will draw a 45 degree line like this, and I will draw one more 45 degree line so that these two sides will make an angle of 90. I will draw one more line like this, like this. Now I have drawn a square ABCD with respect to diagonals. Now I will project the front view. Somewhere here I will get A dash, somewhere here I will get B dash and D dash. This point is C dash. This is the front view, and this is the top view. Now in the second stage I have to represent the surface inclination, and this diagonal AC is my reference now. When diagonal AC is making an angle like this, and diagonal BD, so now my fingers are representing diagonal BD, and diagonal BD is something like this, then automatically this diagonal AC will represent the surface inclination, because diagonal BD is parallel to HP. It is not making any angle. As long as diagonal BD is parallel to HP, the diagonal AC inclination is nothing but the surface inclination. Now I will draw one 30 degree line like this. This is 30 angle. This point is A dash. I will take this distance. I will mark the distance here. Then I will get B dash and D dash. Again I will take this distance. I will mark distance here. Then this point is C dash. Now from the front view you draw the projectors like this. From the top view you draw the locus lines. Somewhere here I will get A. This point is B. This point is C. This point is D. Now A, B, C, D and A. This is the reduced shape in the top view. Now top is not giving the true shape and size. But if you consider diagonal BC, diagonal BD, this diagonal BD length is not reduced from first stage to second stage. Observe here. Whatever length you are having here, the same length you are having here. But if you consider diagonal AC, the diagonal AC's length is reduced. That's why in the third stage, when I am keeping the diagonal inclination, this diagonal BD reference I have taken, because BD length is not reduced. If I take AC as my reference, then I have to find the apparent angle. To avoid that part, what I am doing is I am taking the BD diagonal as my reference. So from somewhere here you draw a 45 degree line like this. You draw one 45 degree line. Along that 45 degree line, somewhere here you take D point. You take this distance. Somewhere here you will get B point. You take the midpoint. Now draw a perpendicular to BD like this. If you draw a perpendicular to BD, This is BD. Perpendicular is something like this. On this perpendicular you will get A and C points. Take this distance, draw an arc, then you will get point A. Take this distance, draw the arc on the other side, you will get point C. Now ABCD, the same figure you have reconstructed here. Now draw the projectors from the top view and locus lines from the front view, then you will get the final front view. This is the projector from A, this is locus from A dash, this point is A dash. This is projector from B, locus from B dash, this is B dash. Projector from C, locus from C dash, this is C dash. Somewhere here I'll get D dash. Now A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash and A dash. This is my final front view. This is my final top view. Final front view and final top view you have to draw as thick lines. Remaining projections you have to draw with normal lines, and projectors and locus lines you have to draw with thin lines. This is normal, this is normal, this is normal, this is normal, remaining are thin.